Cap City, what's going on? It's your girl D here with 8th House Energy. I am here to do your Scorpio South Node full moon lunar eclipse reading. What's up, everybody? I hope all is well. Thanks for coming and checking out the channel. This specifically is going to be, I usually don't do specific placements unless I'm doing the planetary alignment videos. But this one is a planetary alignment video because we're dealing with the planetary bodies, okay, because we're dealing with the South Node, lunar energy. All right, South Node in Scorpio, full moon, lunar eclipse. So this is for Sagittarius, I'm sorry, not Sagittarius, this is for Capricorn Sun and Capricorn ascendants, okay? Take what resonates, leave the rest, but if you're, if you're more astrologically inclined, you can look at this in a different way too. Just look at where Cap is in your chart and use your Capricorn energy as your first house, and you'll be able to, if you know how to do that type of thing. We deal with a lot of astrology on this channel, so if you're new, welcome. Hopefully you're into astrology and into learning how to read your chart and how to look at the planetary alignments and, gauge what's going on or what could go on or what to look out for, because that's what we deal with here. If that's not for you, then, that's okay. This may not be the channel for you. You may want to check out some of the other readers on YouTube. But we're here for the purpose of you actually learning how to maneuver and use your chart and learning your chart and understanding it so that you're able to, understand when these energies are around what you could be doing better and what you could avoid so that you, don't end up in unnecessary situations. So we just came out of the Gemini North Node, Sagittarius South Node energies. We're tying those energies up because when we come out of one node, we always, when we come out of one lunar cycle, which is every 18 months, we end with an eclipse. We end with a solar eclipse, which is what we just did with the Taurus partial lunar, partial solar eclipse, right? That was around, what was that? What day was that? It was about a week and a half ago. So, because Taurus is now the North Node, Scorpio's now the South Node. So, we had to go through the eclipse of the Taurus North Node, which was a partial solar eclipse and the new moon energy, so that we could say, okay, we're ushering in new energy. Let's take a look at what we got going on that we didn't deal with from when we were in the old lunar cycle. And what do we need to wrap up? So once we start looking at that energy, so that would have been on your mind heavily this last 2 weeks, things that you may have been dealing with karmically that you didn't wrap up. Whether it's people, places, things, ideas, or mentalities. And so with this Scorpio full moon lunar eclipse energy coming on the 16th, we're going to take that energy that we know we need to wrap up, and we're going to use those eclipse energies to eclipse that energy out, okay? So whatever's going on in your South Node Scorpio energy, that's considered energy you've already mastered, and you sitting in that energy is very toxic. So you're going to be exposed to scenarios and situations to bring you out of that and to go towards your North Node energy. Now, where's the Taurus North Node for you in reference to your chart? Your Taurus North Node is in your 5th house. Okay, so this is what's going to represent the 5th house. What's opposing that, of course, is the South Node in Scorpio energy, which is your 11th house. So we're going to have 2 cards to represent that. And what do you know? Judgment, Scorpio energy, Pluto energy. Now, I did a Pluto retrograde reading for you because Pluto's in retrograde right now. So make sure you check that out. That'll be attached to the end of this video. Pluto's in retrograde in your 1st house. So you're going through some major transformative energies. Major. Now, what we're also going to look at when we look at the North Node and the South Node, we're going to look at what's squaring it. Because whatever's squaring your North Node is also squaring your South Node. What is a square? A square represents a lesson that you should have learned. A lesson that was presented to you that is making you realize, okay, I need to come up out of this energy and I need to go towards this energy. So let's see what that energy is. That's going to be represented in your Aquarius house. So that's where Saturn is right now, right? Saturn's in Aquarius. So as a result of that, Saturn is all about limits, rules, regulations. It's all about, okay, it's time to let that go. It's time to move on. And it's in the house of Aquarius, which is all about forward movement, all about going towards your dreams, rebelling against what is not right for you. right? So that's what's agitating your north house, and that's what's agitating the south house. I mean, the south node. Okay, so let's take a look at this. Overall energy is the queen. Oh, everybody's been getting the King of Cup energy in reverse. This is that Scorpio toxic energy where the south node is. Okay, now Scorpio can be toxic, but it doesn't have to be. If you're evolved, I tell people this all the time. People, oh, Scorpio's so toxic. Nah, nah, nah. It's toxic because you don't understand the psychology behind it, or you don't want to do the work to understand the psychology behind it, or you're just oblivious to it. Once you understand it and you tap into it and you learn it, then you elevate, and you know that wherever Scorpio is, there's transformation. If you stay stuck, because Scorpio's fixed water. If you stay stuck in fixed water, what happens? If you leave fixed water sitting around, what happens? It grows bacteria. Negative things grow out of it, right? So what you have to understand is with Scorpio energy, you can't leave it fixed water. You can't leave fixed water just sitting. You got to get rid of that water. You got to stir it. You got to do something with it. You can't just let it sit and let negative shit fester. All right. So we got the King of Cup energy in reverse. So we got some negative Scorpio energy that's been sitting. So this could be energy of somebody not taking action, because kings are about action. Well, it's in reverse. So somebody's been letting some water just sit. So what's happening? What happens is, you got some manipulative energy growing, some very toxic energy here. Someone could be trying to take advantage of someone. Someone could be caught up in their emotions and be obsessed, because negative Scorpio toxic energy could represent obsession, holding on and not wanting to let go, right? Fixed water holds on. If something is fixed, it's fixed. It's hard to let it go. So holding on to emotions that are keeping you from moving forward. But let's see what's going on here. So we're going to look at your Taurus house. So your Taurus house is your fifth house. What's the fifth house has to do with? The fifth house has to do with that energy based on you, your individual energy, right? The opposite of that is your 11th house. That has to do with the energy when you are around other people. Are you the life of the party? How do your friends look at you? How do you behave? How do people receive you when you're in a group? Versus, your individual energy, which is your fifth house. What's agitating both houses, your fifth and your 11th house, is your Aquarius house, where Saturn is. Now, let's talk about your fifth house. So we have the Page of Swords in reverse and the Two of Cups in reverse. So this is the energy you're supposed to be moving towards, okay? So the Page of Cup in reverse. So this is an energy of not seeing something, not getting it, in reference to a relationship not working. So for some of y'all, you're not getting it. You're supposed to move towards an energy of, okay, somebody's hiding something from me, somebody's not telling me something, and this is why there's a lack of communication, and this is why there's either no interest or this relationship is not going to work. Okay? And it's in the fifth house. So the fifth house talks about relationships that are anything but long lasting. They're talking about one night stands. They're talking about situationships. We're talking about friends with benefits. Now, these things can last, but they won't grow into anything serious. Okay? Because the fifth house energy is an energy of fun. It's like the energy of childlike energy. It's immature. It's not going to grow. It's going to stay in that childish state. So with the Page of Sword energy here, there's somebody here who is not going to communicate with you because they have no desire to or no interest in being in a serious relationship. They're not going to tell you this, Cap City. Okay? And so you need to move towards this energy, as in you need to understand what you're dealing with. You're dealing with someone who's not going to be honest with you about not wanting a relationship with you. They just want to have fun. All right? Now, what's opposing that? What is keeping you from understanding that? That's what's in the Scorpio house. That's the toxic psychology behind it. What's keeping you from accepting that? So let's take a look at that. So we have the Judgment energy in reverse and the Knight of Swords. So this is Pluto energy. So we're dealing with your first house as well, because Pluto's in your first house. So this is about you standing your ground. Right? And so your second house is about your value and your self-worth, your self-esteem. So if your first house and second house are at play here, actually, forgive me. This is the 5th, this is the 11th. The 11th is all about how you act with people, how people see you, a group interaction. This is your energy individually. This is what you're supposed to be moving forward to, towards, knowing that this is just a fun situation. It's not going to be anything serious, right? You understanding that. What's opposing that is the type of people that you're attracting and meeting, and how you're jumping into conclusions with this judgment energy in reverse. You're not taking time to really understand the power dynamics in the connection, or to understand. You're giving up your power too quickly is what's going on. You're giving up your power when you go out here and you meet people and you socialize, because we're talking about the 11th house here. So that's where Scorpio is for you. It's in your 11th house. The house of, okay, let's go out, let's have fun, let's meet friends, let's connect with people. What you're doing here with this judgment energy in reverse is you're giving up your power too quickly to people. There's no power dynamic here that's in your favor. With the Knight of Swords, it could be because you're not, these people are not being truthful to you. They're lying to you. Pluto energy is all about secrets, okay? Hidden things. And here we already talked about with the Page of Swords reverse, they're not revealing shit to you. They're not telling you things, right? So you're basically putting yourself in situations here where you're being emotionally manipulated because you're giving up your sexual power too quickly. And people are only telling you what they want to tell you to get that from you. Pluto represents power struggles, but it's also, when when you have sex with someone, you create a karmic tie. That's what Scorpio energy is as well. Okay, so this is your Scorpionic house. So what you have to understand is you're meeting people, and instead of you taking the time to vet them out to see if it's going to be long term, you're running into situationships. I just did a reading for you about this. Check your Capricorn house. Check the Capricorn playlist. I just did a reading about this with you not too long ago. So these energies are still present. Okay? Because this is a major lesson you need to learn from the last lunar cycle before we go into the next one. Now, what has happened? What's the lessons that you've been through that are agitating both houses here? That's agitating your 12th house, telling you, hey, you need to be careful. You're giving up your power too quickly. Maybe you're having sex with people too quickly without really communicating with them or getting to know them or understanding the type of lifestyle that this person lives, because this is Gemini energy. Gemini is all about your lifestyle, your choices, your perspective on things, how you see things. You and this person are not on the same page in reference to how you guys see things, all right? But you're being intimate with them. What's agitating that, or what could be adding to that? We have the Queen of Wand energy and the Eight of Cup energy in reverse. Again, you have to take control of the situation and move forward and move away from this with the Eight of Cup energy in reverse. But I feel like for some of you, you keep going back and forth to these people or this person. So this is why this person maintains control over you. They tell you whatever they want to tell you to maintain control. But what you need to do is take control and walk away. You've tried it before. You've walked away, you've come back. That's what the Eight of Cups is. But with the Eight of Cups in reverse, sometimes this is, especially with the Queen of Wands here, this is you taking control and saying, okay, now I'm going to walk away and I've learned my lesson. So remember when I told you, whatever square in your north house squares your south, whatever square in your north node squares your south node, and the square represents a lesson. So this is the lesson you need to learn. Now, what's squaring your north node and south node is the Saturn in Aquarius energy. Saturn is an energy of, okay, time's up. It's time for you to let go and move forward with the Aquarius energy. And so for you to do that, you have to take control and you have to walk away and learn your lesson. All right, let's take a look at these top 5 cards. We don't have, we'll clarify the major arcana. So we have the King of Cup energy in reverse, the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. So see, this is you being manipulated by this person, going back into this damn cycle over and over again with the Eight of Cup energy in reverse, back and forth, right? You have to take control of that with the Queen of Wands and say, okay, enough. That's what's agitating. You know what I mean? It's like when something pushes you and it's like, okay, my back is up against the wall. I got to take action. This is because of this lesson here you need to learn. So yeah, you know, you keep going back into this manipulative cycle. With the Four of Cups, yeah, see, with the Four of Pentacle energy in reverse, this person keeps getting you open, taking what they want from you. And with the Queen of Swords energy and the Three of Cups energy in reverse here, it's because they're lying to you in reference to why you guys get back together. Or they're playing mind games with you. Like with the Justice energy here, this is about communication. Libra energy. They relate to you in a manner to make you think that you guys are reuniting with this Three of Cups energy to do, you know, something positive. But it's a game here. And you keep getting hurt. Every time you reconnect with this person, you get hurt, you get frustrated, and you regret it. And this is why you keep repeating this cycle. Or it's not why you keep repeating this cycle, it's what happens when you repeat the cycle. So some of you keep going back to the same shit, thinking that it's going to work out, and it's not. It could be because you have children with this person, or it could just be the karmic tie that you have with this person, because we're dealing with South Node energy. South Node energy is energy from past life that's come up in this lifetime because you didn't complete that lesson. So for some of y'all, this is a karmic partner you're dealing with from a past life. This is why it's so difficult for you and why you keep going back and forth. But if you keep going back into this situation, you're going to keep getting manipulated. Or if you keep taking the same approach with new people, jumping in bed too soon, not taking time to get to know people, not actually communicating with these people and understanding, okay, I know you telling me A, B, and C, but now what I need to do is I need to watch your actions. So that means I can't bed you too quick yet. I got to wait a month or two, at least 3. And for some of you, for some of us, because I've been there too, we jump in bed too soon. And then you realize you're dealing with a psychopath, or you realize you're dealing with a narcissist, or you realize you're dealing with a player. Or because, you know, everything looked good, because that's what that 5th house energy represents. Something that looks good, instant gratification. And then, you know, that's what the 5th house represents. The 11th house represents, okay, I'm not going to jump in so quick. I'm going to take my time and get to know, because I want this to last for a long period of time. And so some of you have been in a situationship for a long period of time, when in reality you need to recognize it for what it is. It was a situationship that lasted too long, regardless if you got kids out of it or not, regardless to how long you've been dealing with this person or not. It don't matter about the time that you've been dealing with someone. What matters is the nature of the relationship. A lot of people get caught up, well, I've been with such and such for 37 years. Yeah, but in that 37-year period, this person done gave you hell. They done treated you like shit, done dragged you back and forth through the mud. It don't matter. The time does matter when you look at all the time that you spent trying to make a situation what it ain't, because you're not dealing with the reality. You're not getting it. You know what I'm saying? The Page of Swords in reverse is not getting it. Not getting the fact that this is not a healthy relationship. Not getting the fact that this person is not going to tell you they don't want a relationship. They're not going to tell you that. They're just going to keep fucking with you and saying what they need to say to you to keep that power over you. Okay? That's what you got to understand. And once you get that, then you'll stop going back and forth with this person, right? And stop allowing them to play you. Let's get clarity on this Pluto energy, since that's the only major arcana here. Because that's in your 1st house too, so that's all about you standing your ground. Alright, yeah, we got the Page of Cup energy in reverse, clarifying Pluto. Understanding that this is not love. This is some little low-key, obsessive, you know, 5th house situationship. That's all it is. That's all it is. It ain't nothing serious. Page of Cup in reverse is a manipulative type of energy, old Netflix and chill type shit. And you keep giving into that and thinking that, you know, maybe something more is going to come of it. And when you realize that it's not, you step away. But then you keep getting drawn back in somehow. That's why you got the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, because you keep going back into this cycle. And it is definitely karmic in nature. And this person ain't doing nothing but using you. With the 4 of Pentacles in reverse, they're not going to tell you that, though. With the Queen of Swords in reverse, they're not going to tell you that. You know what I'm saying? But with this 3 of Cup energy in reverse here, you may be getting together with this person, partying with this person. You may think that they're your friend. For some of you, it's not about sex. For some of you, it's a friend manipulating you, acting like they're your friend and they really not. They just using you for whatever they need to use you for. They talking shit about you behind your back with the Page of Swords energy in reverse. Some of you also need to be careful what's going on with your children with this person. All right, there's some dark energy in reference to this person around your kids. Or some of you could have kids with this person, but I still don't like the dark energy. Yeah, because this person is very secretive and very sneaky, and they could be taken from you. But be careful with your kids around this person, whoever this person is. All right, or what they could be tapping into is some unresolved childhood conflicts that you may have, or this person could have some unresolved childhood energies where they've not matured. All right, because this is that toxic Scorpio energy. This is what's in the South House, and what's in the South Node, and whatever's in the South Node can be very toxic, especially when we're dealing with Scorpionic energy. So some of you may have a child with this person, or whoever you're dealing with, they could be on some bullshit with your kids. Or, maybe you were not taught as a child, or you went through some childhood conflicts where you didn't get the love you needed with the Page of Cup in reverse. You were neglected emotionally. And so that could be why you're looking for love in all the wrong places, or why you're quick to jump into bed with someone, because maybe that's how you're programmed. You could be, you could have went through some sexual abuse as a child, and you could think that that's the way that you show love, is by hopping into bed. You know what I'm saying? So for some of you, this is what you're doing. You're meeting people because this is your 11th house. You're going out and socializing and meeting people and hopping into bed too soon. Looking for love in all the wrong places instead of getting to know these people. These people are looking at you as if this is just a one-night stand. The universe wants you to understand and move towards your North Node energy and understand that this is what it is. It is a situationship. It's not going to be anything more than that. And once you understand that, you'll start not putting so much energy and effort into this connection, and you'll stop, sleeping with people too soon. All right, because this is what I'm getting for you. So let's get some advice. So this is the toxic energy that you're going to need to wrap up. Okay. So this is more of a mentality, an ideology, how you go about doing things. It could also be a person as a result of your mentality. You're still dealing with a particular person. But for some of you, this 8 of Cups could be different relationships you walked away from because maybe you jumped in them too soon and became intimate too soon. And they were just flings. And you didn't realize it. Or these people that you were dealing with just wanted a fling. Or the shit started from a fling and you thinking that, okay, I met this person at the club, we went home and slept, and now it's going to turn into a relationship. That's not usually how shit works. That's how situationships begin. That's how Netflix and chill relationships that don't grow begin. And a lot of people try to grow relationships out of those types of scenarios, and it does not work. Let's get you some advice. And also be careful of people coming towards you, all right, because you're still going through a healing process, right? And then Mercury's in retrograde as well in Gemini. So Mercury in retrograde in Gemini is going to make you think back like, okay, what was I thinking jumping into this? Why was I thinking that way? What kind of perception did I have at that time? How was I seeing things? And making you realize, okay. So with this Mercury retrograde energy and this Scorpio full moon lunar eclipse energy, this all should be bringing to mind to you, okay, I see what I did that didn't work. I see how I was maneuvering, and I see how that didn't work for me. So now let me go ahead and get rid of that mindset and that mentality. And now let me change up how I go out when I go out and date and how I socialize. Let me change up. If this, like I said, it's not sexual for everybody. This could be just your friends you connect with. You connect with people who are manipulative because you open up too quickly to these people. You got the 4 of Pentacles here in reverse. You open up too soon to motherfuckers who are liars and snakes. You know what I'm saying? And you can't do that. It's not going to benefit you. It's going to bite you in the ass every time. Let's get you some advice. Yeah, round and round. See, you're going to keep going into those cycles if you don't snap out of it. the universe is telling you this is a lesson, and you're going to keep bumping your head until you learn it. All right? So if you want to, continue these cycles, keep doing things the way you're doing it. Meet someone, and then 2 weeks later or a month later, you're in bed with them. Let them know where you live. They done came over your house, sized you up. You know what I'm saying? Now they're going to play with you because they see that you open and you vulnerable with that Four of Pentacle energy in reverse. Same thing with people you meet and you just be friends with them. You telling them all your business. You telling them where you live. You get drunk with them with the Three of Cup energy in reverse. You start telling them all your business. They sizing you up. They setting you up. You gotta be careful. You gotta use your Capricorn energy and be a little bit more restrained. Be a little bit more disciplined. Look at things more realistically and put a hold on things and put a limit on things. It's like, okay, I just met you. I don't care how fine you are. I don't care what you're talking. I don't care what money you got in your pocket. You ain't coming to my house, period, until I get to know you and see. And I'm not going to yours. I don't give a shit if you get mad, if you don't like it. If you feel some type of way, you throw a little at, then you're not for me, because there ain't no reason for you to jump in. You got to take that type of mindset. You have to take control over the situation and don't let people emotionally manipulate you. All right? So that's what I got for you, Cap City. I hope that this resonated. If it did resonate with you or someone you know, make sure you click that like button, leave me a comment, okay, and let me know how it resonates. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell. If you need a personal reading, my information's in the box below. And there's some videos that should be showing up here that you can check out with these planetary alignments and learn how to maneuver through them so that you let go of old patterns from the old lunar cycle and you go into the lunar cycle and get the blessings you're supposed to get. All right? I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next reading. Later, Cap City.